Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Sally Pinto and I'm from the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We launched back in January of 2020 and we're here to serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We have lots of fun programs and activities, and we also have a lot of resources for you as well. Our programs include meditation chair yoga, body mind fitness, bingo, and any other programs that you might be interested, like arts and gardening. We have our resource specialist, Alexa Smith, who can help you with finding services and activities out there for you, as well as our nurse, Barbara Simone, who can help answer your health-related questions. We're here for you, we're here for our community, and we look forward to seeing you in our programs. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alexa Smith, the resource specialist with the Yonkers Newark. I'm here to help with application assistance, referrals for home delivered meals, and transportation services will be coming soon. We also offer Zoom activities and Zoom programs. And if you have any other questions or concerns, I'm here to help. Thank you so much and enjoy the program.
Welcome. I'm Barbara Simone, registered nurse. I recently retired from Westchester County's Health Department as a public health nurse. I am now here to try to assist you with any medical or preventive care issues. Enjoy this program, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
Community to get us here. It takes you being here. It takes the awesome team. It takes me showing up with something of a workout, and that creates a good thing. So I'm happy to be here. If you're newish to the group, if you haven't been here too much, some of our keys here are being gentle with our body, being adaptable with the movements. We want to be listening to our body, letting our body lead the way towards feeling more open, more energized, more relaxed, less pain, less tension, whatever it is we're looking for here. We want our body and what I call our body's whispers leading the way. So we want to be drinking when our body's inviting us to drink. We want to be moving slowly through movements when our body's inviting us to move slowly. And then as our body says, I'm ready to do something a little bit more intense, let's push it a little bit. That's when we start moving with a deeper range of motion, maybe a little bit more speed, increasing our rep number. We're listening and allowing our body to go at the sort of rate and speed and intensity it can. But if you've been here before with me a lot, you know that. And one of the little things we've been working in recently is sort of the idea of repetition. We were listening in, if you were here at 9, on a beautiful, interesting little conversation about learning. And we were hearing how important it is to learn the way you learn. So this workout is going to be pretty similar to the one you did with me if you were here 2 weeks ago. Similar movements, similar patterns. And along the way, I'm going to say, here, if you're looking for something a little bit more intense, try this. Or if you're looking for something a little less intense, try this. The goal, the hope is that then you have a toolbox. It's a little trite maybe, but you have a toolbox to leave these workouts with so you could attend to your own stress, pain, if you want to increase your energy levels, more relaxed, whatever it is, you have the tools that work for you. We want to stay hydrated throughout today. And I'm going to often introduce this. If you're looking to add intensity to your workout, there are little weights all around you at home. 2 little water bottles of the same size, 2 cans of soup or beans or something, similar size, good little hand weights to add some intensity to our workout here. I will be incorporating them. That's not required, only if you're comfortable. And if it's near and close to you now and you want to grab it, a couple little water bottles might add something to your workout today. But we have a simple little structure here. We're going to get a little warmed up with some basic movements. Then we're going to do our Tabata workout, which is 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest over 5 sets. We'll do that a couple times seated, a couple times standing. We're going to end with a meditation experience. It's a great formula. So let's jump into it. And we're going to start moving from the top of our body down to the bottom. Just some gentle neck circles. Pick a direction and start doing a gentle neck circle, whichever way you like, in the range of motion that feels comfortable for you. Gentle circles, trying to keep good posture throughout, sitting towards the front of our chair, upright and alert. And let's reverse direction and go the other way. Maybe you're feeling some little cracks and pops. Move through those areas a little bit more slowly. You could stretch out in a particular area for a few moments if you want. We want to be breathing steadily, deeply throughout. And we want big smiles on our faces. And pause there for a second. Good, those are neck circles, moving down, starting to open up our chest, our upper back, our shoulders. I want you to place your hands gently on the side of your head, sort of cupping over your ears. Imagine they're sort of a big pair of sound mufflers or something. Hands on our ears. We're going to bring our elbows together and then open them up. Butterfly wings we're doing. Opening up our elbows, opening up the shoulder, opening up the chest. Working through the range of motion that feels possible for you right now. Working at the speed that feels possible for you. Paying attention mindfully as we're moving to how this feels. If you're already feeling a little warm this morning and this is feeling okay, you could add a little bit of speed to it, a little bit of intensity. But if you're still warming up, just take your time and get this feeling nice and happy. Good. Pause there. Shake it out in between all these exercises, shaking things out, getting comfortable, refining your posture, adjusting how you're sitting. That's all fine and good. Moving down the body still, let's just do some gentle arm circles. Going forward, tight arm circles forward. Think about the movement coming from your shoulder, trying to work that shoulder whole complex out. And then let's turn our palms up towards the sky, tight arm circles backwards. And pause there again, shaking things out, getting loose. We're gonna move down towards sort of our hips a little bit and our hamstrings and our legs. Let's kick our left heel out a bit. My toe is gonna be pointing to the sky. I'll move back just a touch. Toes pointing to the sky. We're gonna lean over gently at our stomach. Our leg is trying to stay straight, toe to the sky. Just a gentle stretch through our hamstring right now. So keeping our back straight, we're leaning over, but our back is nice and flat. Chest is still up. I'm still able to look at you through the camera. We don't want to be hunched over. Good posture on this, and just feeling a gentle stretch through the hamstring, gentle stretch through the calf. Remember, we're breathing through this. We're trying to feel relaxed, smile. Out breaths are a good time to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And in breaths, we try to pull in, reestablish ourselves, and get ready for the next movement. And why don't you bring that left leg in, right heel going out this time, toe pointing up to the sky, straight leg, gentle stretch through the calf and through the hamstring, slight bend at the chest, trying to keep our back flat, good posture. Gentle stretch through the hamstring and through the calf. Bring that right leg back in. Similar movement to start. Left leg coming out, heel on the floor, toe pointing up to the sky, slight bend at the chest. If this feels like a full tight stretch to you and you can't sort of move anywhere from here, just stick in this, let this loosen up, a little bit of an easier version of the stretch. To add some difficulty, we're going to add in some thoracic extension. So taking our right hand, left leg's out in front, right hand reaching up to the sky, adding just thoracic extension, opening up our shoulder, adding a little bit more stretch to that hamstring. Just looking up at your hand, pointing up to the sky, holding that and breathing easily for a few more seconds. And then release that, coming back to center, shaking things out in between. As always, big smiles, steady breathing, paying attention to all these different parts of our body throughout. Moving to the right leg, heel coming out on the floor, toe pointing up, gentle bend over at the back. Want a nice flat back, chest out. These are all the cues we're thinking about mindfully throughout. And then we're going to take our left hand, the right leg's out, left hand up to the sky, looking up at our hand. Right arm can still help us balance here. Opening up that shoulder, opening up the chest. And hold on to that for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Moving down the bottom, down the body even more to the bottom of our body. We're going to get into a sumo stance. So sitting towards the front of our chair, our legs really towards the front of our chair. If you have arms on your chair, we're going to do a little lunging. It might be difficult. Try to do it if your chair works for this movement. If not, I'll throw in some cues along the way. But we're sitting towards the front of our chair. Back flat, chest up, gentle bend over into a little bit of a stretch. So you'll feel stretch through the outside of your hip flexors, a little bit in the hamstrings. And then we're going to work on transitioning to a lunge and holding in a good lunge position using the chair to support us. So we're going to drop our right knee. And as we do so, we're going to readjust. My left leg is firmly through my hip, through the center of my body, is strongly on the chair. And then I'm going to find a good lunge position. Good 90-degree angles in my front leg, trying to get to some good 90-degree angles in the back leg as possible. And then we're going to hold a good posture, feel the stretch, and try to breathe easily and feel comfortable here. Teaching our body to get into a good lunge, a difficult movement. This is introducing us to the lunge. And let's open up that right knee again, coming back to the center sumo position. We could bend down, get a little stretch, move into and out of the stretch if we want. We're going to bring our left leg, drop that left knee, coming down. Now we're sitting on the chair, right leg on the chair through the middle of my body, left leg down in the lunge, trying to get good 90-degree angles in my body, sitting upright and alert, feeling a stretch through my hamstring. And then trying to breathe comfortably and relax into this position. If you're feeling real comfy there, and you reach up overhead, that's going to give you even more of a little stretch through the hip flexor and chest. And then good, open up the left knee, returning to the center. Shaking things out, getting loose. That's our warm-up. Moving from the top of the body down to the bottom. Good series of exercises for you to do any day. We post these onto YouTube afterwards. Come back, take a look at the video. Use these movements as they feel invigorating to you. We're going to move into the main part of our workout here, which is seated Tabata exercises. So we're going to do 40 seconds of work or so, and then take a little break. Do 5 exercises, and our 5 exercises are going to be alternating leg extension and overhead press. So leg extension, alternate opposite side, overhead reach. I'm going to use a water bottle on those, as you'll see, as a little weight. The next move is going to be bow and arrow, some of those qigong movements we like. The third move is going to be calf raise, working our calves, that second heart muscle. I'll talk through these movements as we go. Fourth movement is going to be punches. That's going to be a great movement to use a couple little hand weights if you got them. No pressure if you don't. And our fifth move is going to be toe taps. So sort of a coordination movement. We're going to tap around our body with our toe and trying to get our lower body a little bit more coordinated. So those are our 5 movements. I'll explain them throughout. Listen to your body, adapt them as needed, and let's have a good workout. So moving right into it, we got 40 seconds of work on alternating leg extension and overhead reach. I'm going to have just a couple light weights in my hand to add something to this exercise. If you don't have them, that's fine. Let's jump in together in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so not moving through this too quickly, getting a good reach, good extension with the opposite hand, with the opposite leg. Our punch should be going right up overhead, trying to get our leg as straight as possible and keeping good posture throughout. And we'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Good, that's our first set. If you got little weights, just put them off to the side as we go. I'll encourage you to use them throughout, but if you don't have those, don't want to use those, that's totally fine. All these movements will work without them. Next movement is going to be Qigong bow and arrows. We're sitting, good posture, feet flat on the floor, upright and alert. Imagining we're strong warriors, using our muscles, using the tension of our back, imagining we're pulling a tight bow and arrow and flexing our back muscles to do it. Going to both sides, nice gentle flow on this. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Try to breathe out on the push and then inhale as you're pulling. Good posture throughout, big smiles. Using our back muscles, imagining we're pulling a nice, strong, elastic sort of band and pulling that bow and arrow. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Good 20 seconds of rest, guys. Our next movement is going to be calf raise, sitting towards the front of our chair. We can use our arms to add some resistance. We could work our body against our body. That's a good way to increase the difficulty of body weight exercises. So we're trying to come up fully onto our toes, trying to get up onto the tips of our toes, and we could add something to sort of work against with our arms, if that's comfortable as we go. But first, let's just get comfortable with the movement, and we'll start together into a calf raise in 3, 2, 1. Coming up fully onto our toes, getting a nice squeeze, really imagining pushing up against something, using our calf muscles to stand up onto our toes. Getting comfortable with the range of motion to start. Maybe you're still warming up a little bit, that's fine. Few more reps on this, guys. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. I'm going to use water bottles on this next one, but you don't need to. Or if you got cans, little weight in the hand, great way to add something to the workout, but you don't need to. We're going to do punches. So sitting upright, good posture, feet flat on the floor, punching right out in front of us at your own pace. Let's start into that in 3, 2, 1. Great workout there, guys. Feeling strong, feeling like warriors today. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Those are punches. Could do those with or without the weight. As we're going through these movements, guys, remember big concept mindfulness, paying attention to our body, seeing how it feels, how the different movements feel at different parts of our body, listening to what our body's telling us. Our fifth movement is going to be a coordination exercise, toe taps. So just imagine that there's 3 points out in front of you. Left foot can go out wide to the left, out in front, or out to the right. Right foot can go out to the right, out in front, or out to the left. Just work through those left to right, all 3 points. And we'll get moving. We'll add some improvisational elements to it next time, but let's start moving together in 3, 2, 1. So left foot out to the left, in front, out to the right, right foot out to the left, in front, out to the right. Moving around on our chair a little bit, keeping good posture. We'll be squirming around a little bit and trying to keep that upper body nice and centered throughout. This is just a coordination exercise. Don't worry about the range of motion or the speed. Wherever you could get to, that's fine. At whatever pace you could get to, that's fine as well. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Okay, just a little dance there at the end, guys. Don't be too particular about how far you could reach, where you're touching, just getting the lower body moving, a little bit of a coordination exercise there to get our brain working well with our feet. That's what that movement's about. So that was our first set of seated Tabata. Good time to grab a little sip of water. Trying to drink throughout these exercises and drink throughout the day. Good time to catch a little breath, shake things out, relax yourself. Good, long, deep, slow breath out through the mouth. Get centered for the next movement. Find a good body position to be on your chair again, one that feels good, confident, and comfortable. And we'll jump into our second set together here, starting with alternating leg extension and overhead reach. Little weights in the hand, great addition to this. If you don't have them, that's fine. And let's start together in 3, 2, 1. Opposite hand, opposite leg, reaching out overhead with an extension at the same time you're reaching up overhead. Now try to notice the difference between this set and the last set. Are you a little bit more mobile? Is the range of motion a little bit more full? Then embrace that. That's your body saying, okay, we're ready to move now. Move a little bit more deeply, a little bit more fully. And that's when we listen to our body and we say, okay, we're ready to work out. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Good. Water bottles can go down to the floor. Next up is going to be that Qigong bow and arrow. Using our back muscles to imagine we're really pulling something tight. Embrace that inner warrior. Pretend you're out on a hunt. Whatever helps you to get into this workout here. We're going to do Qigong bow and arrows. And exhaling as you push. Inhaling as you try to pull everything in as you can. So let's get into that together in 3, 2, 1. No need to rush through this exercise. Really activate those back muscles, those biceps, those forearms and wrists. Feel the energy across your upper back through your fingers. Excellent work, guys. Couple more. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Shake things out, guys. Next up is going to be calf raises. Getting up onto our tippy toes. Full extension here, full range of motion. And you can use push down with your arms on your knees to add a little resistance if you're feeling strong and warmed up and that feels right to you right now. Let's do that together in 3, 2, 1. Up onto the tippy toes. Good squeeze. Coming back down, heels flat on the floor. All those muscles at the bottom of our body help to circulate our blood back up towards our heart. Big part of the pulmonary system, big part of good heart health, good circulatory health are these muscles down bottom. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. 20 seconds break. Next up is going to be punches. If you're feeling good, shoulders are feeling right, posture's feeling good, adding a little speed, if that feels comfortable to you, would be a way to increase the intensity here. Adding a little weight, another way to increase the intensity. But if a normal set of punches feels good to you, join me on that. And let's jump into those in 3, 2, 1. So again, I'm going to add a little bit more pace here if you're watching me, but you go at the pace that feels right to you. And we'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Good. Those water bottles can go down to the floor. We got toe taps, guys. I refer to this as a coordination exercise. Your hips will start to feel tired. You might start to breathe and sweat a little bit, but the idea is to just get used to moving your body in an independent, improvisational, almost a dance-like way. So on this, you could keep going through the same basic pattern if that feels comfortable. But if you want to improvise a little bit and have a little dance party with yourself and just feel out different patterns, embrace that. This is a sort of fun, just movement, light movement for our 5th exercise. So let's jump into that together. I'll start with the basic pattern and then start improvising a little bit more as we go. And we'll go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, again, moving at your own pace. But then you can just start going wherever you want. Go across the body, a little dance party with yourself, whatever feels comfortable. And we'll get a couple more reps in, guys. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. That will get the hips feeling pretty warm if you're like me. But the idea is just to flow through movements and get used to being light and improvisational, comfortable to move in any direction. That's the idea there. But that's our second set of seated Tabata workout. And so we're going to move next into our standing. So let me adjust my camera. As you guys know, with the standing portion of this workout, our chair is there for balance and support as you need it, as it feels comfortable. Keep it right in front of you, keep it to the side of you. If you're comfortable out of the chair and you just want to push it off to the side, that's fine as well. We are going to use this for a couple movements today. Here are our movements. The first one is going to be a kick over the chair. Okay, so we're going to try to kick over the top of the chair. If that's a little difficult for you, feels uncomfortable, and you want to just get a march going, that's fine as well. Or you could pretend just to kick in front of you without the chair. The next movement from a crouch position is going to be our bow and arrow. So this is called horse stance in Qigong. Good solid crouch, gets our quads involved, gets our hips involved, our glutes involved. We're going to do the bow and arrow from here. The next movement is going to be calf raises. We could use the chair as support and just do our basic calf raise here. But if you're up for a little bit more of a challenging variation, we bend down on the chair, get our heels flat on the floor, and come up into the calf raise from there. 2 options on the calf raise. I'll explain as we go through on these movements. Fourth movement is punches. Okay, we'll start with a staggered stance. Left foot forward. Second set, We'll do right foot forward, trying to work both stances there. Fifth exercise, basic movement is going to be balance, just holding our hip up here. But if you're in for a more intense movement and are feeling strong, we're going to come up into a similar position here, come into forward into a lunge, and then reach back into a hamstring stretch. Forward into the lunge, back into the hamstring. Those are the 5 movements. There's some variations possible in there. I'll reintroduce them as we go, but our chair is going to be starting with the back towards us. If you could have that set up, or sorry, my bad. We're going to start with the chair face, the open side facing us. We got kicks over the chair, embracing our inner martial artist today. So let's start into that in 3, 2, 1. Okay, coming up over the top. My opposite arm works with my opposite leg. So as I'm kicking, see how my elbow comes up? But whatever you could do to get a kick over that chair, moving gently and comfortably at first. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Moving the chair just aside for myself a little bit. Next up is bow and arrows. If you can get into a good crouch stance, that'd be great. If you need to take it from just standing up, that's fine as well. But here's the optimal movement. Good crouch stance. Doing our bow and arrow from here. So let's jump right into it. We'll start going in 3, 2, 1. Again, big, powerful pull across the back. Not a movement we're rushing through. Really imagining stretching that bow and arrow, using those powerful back, shoulder, bicep muscles. Getting lower in the crouch is another way to make this a little bit more difficult. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Next up is going to be calf raises. If we could turn around the chair to have the back towards us for this exercise, that'd be great. Or if you're at home and you don't need to be right on the camera, you could just stand on the other side of your chair. But basic version here, as I said, guys, just standing, using the chair as support, coming up onto your toes. Good solid reps throughout is a fine way to do this. But if you want to get into a little bit more of a crouch stance, using the chair as support, sort of a plank position here, my heels are on the floor, and I'm going to come up into the calf raise from here. Okay? So either of those 2 options. Let's jump into that together in 3, 2, 1. Heels flat on the floor, coming up onto your toes. Same basic movement, whether you're doing this version or the basic version. Doesn't make a difference to me. This just adds a little bit more of a range of motion if you're doing it this way. But the important thing is we're coming up onto our toes, getting a good squeeze, working out that second heart muscle. Pause in 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds rest, guys. We got punches. Adding some speed to it is perfectly fine at this point if you're feeling warmed up. This is the end of our second workout of these basic exercises. So if you've been around with me and you feel really warm, feel really happy, get into it on this one. Let's push ourselves a little bit if your body's inviting you. So we're going to jump right into punches. Good time for a little weight. Left foot's going to be forward. Nice intense punches. If you're ready to go with me in 3, 2, 1. Fight through the end here, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Now we're going to flip that chair back around, open side of the chair to us. Next movement will be balance based. So if what we're doing over here looks a little bit too difficult, that's fine. Balance option, use the chair for support and just stay up here with that leg nice and 90-90. But if you're up for joining me over here, we're going to have our foot flat on the chair. We're going to lean forward into a lunge. We're going to come back into a hamstring stretch. Finding my balance as well as I do this. Let's move into that together in 3, 2, 1. We'll keep the left leg up the whole time. Coming into a lunge, back into a hamstring stretch. Coming into a lunge, back into a hamstring stretch. Wherever the range of motion can go. I have an embarrassingly short range of motion when I do a hamstring stretch this way. That's just the way my body is right now. Something I make note of, something I'll work throughout the week as I go. Back into the hamstring, forward into the lunge, and let's finish in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. We're going to take a short little break. I'm looking at the time here. I want to get a good meditation session in, but I want to keep these movements balanced. I'm going to give a few seconds. We'll do our second set of standing. The times will probably be a little bit shorter than our normal 40-20. I'll probably do like 30-15 or so. So we make sure we get to a good meditation. But this is a good time. Grab a little drink of water. And we'll try to push ourselves here on this last set. Take a little bit more time if you need it, but I'm going to jump right into our second set of standing here so we get that good meditation period in. First movement's going to be that kick over the chair, starting with me in 3, 2, 1. Again, you could just do a march if this is too much for you. You could just do a basic march, which we've done before. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Next up is going to be bow and arrow. Increase the depth of the crouch will be a good way to add difficulty to this movement. Really strong across the back. Let's jump into that in 3, 2, 1. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Switching that chair around for calf raises. If you don't like the bigger movement, again, just hitting your basic calf raises here, but adding this little crouch just increases the range of motion slightly, adds a different element to the movement. Let's jump into that together in 3, 2, 1. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Good work, guys. Couple more movements here, 2 more sets, speeding through this last set of standing here so we can get to that meditation. Next up is punches. I had my left foot forward last time. Try to remember which foot you had forward, and let's have the opposite forward. Always trying to keep things in balance in our workouts, and we could add a little bit intensity here. Send those punches out quick if you're feeling warmed up. I know I'm sweating, so that's what I'm going to do. Join me in 3, 2, 1. This is like those sort of kickboxing infomercials you see late at night on TV. Nice, powerful warrior positions here. Feeling strong. Blasting through this last set. Let's push it hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Switching that chair back around, trying to keep things balanced. If you did balance work the last time with your left leg up, just make sure you're doing it with your right leg up now. We're going to move right into this. We're feeling strong. Our cardio is feeling good. So come join me if you're ready. Right leg up on the chair, and we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Coming forward into the lunge, coming back into the hamstring. Forward into the lunge, back into the hamstring stretch. Going at your own pace, exploring the range of motion, seeing how it feels with your particular body and how your body's built. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent work. Excellent work, guys. I'm going to adjust my camera and invite you to return to a nice, comfortable seated position. Good time to grab a little drink of water. And a good time to invite your body and your heart to start to settle a little bit. There's a part of a workout that gets all of our sort of systems firing. We start breathing more heavily, sweat starts moving. But part of what starts happening is a lot of good, relaxing, comforting chemicals and processes start going after we work out. And that's a healing time. That's a relaxing time. And it's a great time to meditate, which is what we do here in this particular workout. And what we're going to do here today is that daily review I've done with you a number of times. It's very important to me. I spent a year practicing it twice a day, actually, 10 to 15 minutes. And it's helped my emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, I would say. The basic idea is that it's good to take time to look at what you've been through. Our days can be very busy, or even if they're not busy, then they're very maybe cloudy or hazy. It's easy to forget what happened in a day, what different moods we were in, and why. It's easy to feel like our mood is something permanent and essential. I'm just angry. I'm just feeling happy right now. That might be great. But to notice when and how and why we were drawn into these particular moods and states is part of what meditation can do for us. And looking at what has happened in our concrete daily life is a great way to do that. So with my particular system, we spend time in quiet after some breathing meditation, looking at the highs of the last day, the lows, and the hopes. And I'll talk you through each of those. This is not a time for judgment or productivity. This is not a time to say, here's how I'm going to get better at X, Y, or Z tomorrow. This is a time to listen to our heart, to listen to how our heart has responded to our life, and to learn about how our heart has responded to our life. And so I invite you to sit comfortably, feet flat on the floor, good meditative posture, if you have a favorite position. We want to be sitting upright and alert. And we can begin any meditation by taking a deep breath in through our nose. Allow our stomachs to expand on the in-breath. Hold that breath for a moment. And then calmly exhale out of your mouth. And now I invite you to bring to mind your last day. whatever the bounds of that are, sometime yesterday morning to sometime this morning. Think of all the different things that happened, the different thoughts you had and memories, feelings and emotions, the different faces you saw. And I want you to think of the highs of that day. Where did you feel most yourself? Where did you feel most loving and compassionate, kind, generous? Whatever you link with the deepest version of yourself, the deepest part of yourself. Think about your day yesterday and when you were that person. And just look at that and notice it and pay attention to it and savor those moments. And you can just drink those moments in, savor them, whether they were small or big. Appreciate that you experienced that moment. And then thinking of that same day, the last 24 hours or so, think of the low moments. Without judgment, without condemnation. But where did you fall away from yourself? Where were you less than yourself? Where might have you fallen into envy or jealousy or fear or worry? It's okay. But this is a time to just notice that. What led to it? Why did it happen? How did you end up there? And for a few minutes on your own, simply review those moments with love and compassion and tenderness. But notice them and understand them. And then understanding those low moments with tenderness and compassion, seeing them for what they're worth. You can then transition to the third step, which is thinking about tomorrow, thinking about the future. And seeing what you saw with the highs of your last day and the lows, the times you were most yourself and least yourself, whatever that means to you. Think about your hopes for tomorrow. What do you hope for your day to look like? What do you hope for your heart to feel in response to what your day looks like? How might you allow your heart to respond in that way? And take a few moments on your own to think and treasure those hopes. And then you could gently begin to return to full awareness in this room, treasuring those hopes, savoring what you learned from looking at your day. You could gently stretch a little bit to come out of the meditation. Whatever stretching feels comfortable. Big stretch overhead. And for me, the value of that daily review, or one of the values, comes down to a joke we've been telling in my house lately with the people I live with. And it's, oh, I just caught myself feeling happy. At times this past year can be, has been sort of a downer and difficult, stressful at times in its own ways, all the different changes we've all experienced, difficult, challenging. And at times that's led to a sort of steady state of, oh, the world's just, it's a mess out there. And a lot of times I bring that mess to my daily review, and it's healing and it's comforting, and I forgive myself and I forgive the world. But sometimes I get reminded that even after a tough few days or tough few weeks, last night I was just particularly happy. We grilled some nice food on my deck, my family. I tried a new little meal, and we just had a nice, comfortable time at night. And I caught myself feeling happy. And then taking the time to savor that happiness this morning, and what led to it is a part of the gift of the meditation. It's something I could look forward to and try to channel more tomorrow. But whatever you experience in the meditation is right for you. I just encourage you to take the time to practice it more fully on your own. Try it once a day for a week maybe, and see what that does for you. Just an option, but I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your week.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.